Welcome to Controversies of the Day with Logan
and Jay.
So we had another debate, but it wasn't a Republican debate and it wasn't a Democrat debate. We got Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida, and he is a running candidate on the Republican side, seeking the Republican nomination. Primary season just about to get started here, and I don't know, it's less than 2 months away, I think. And then you got Gavin Newsom, who is the governor of California. He says he's not running, although a lot of people look at Joe Biden as being very weak, very feeble. And here's Gavin, and just, wow, really good-looking dude. I mean, they say politics is showbiz for ugly people. Well, this guy could actually probably be in showbiz if it was just based on good looks alone. And who knows? Maybe his acting ability a little bit. So, Logan? What did you think?
I don't know. It was pointless. It was pointless. I don't think there was a reason for it. But in the scheme of things, I don't think it helped DeSantis maybe all that much, maybe a little bit. I think if there was going to be a winner, he came out on top towards the end. I think throughout the whole thing, he was definitely more anxious, nervous, just.
He was aggressive.
Yeah.
I
mean, Gavin, he was very suave at the line, at the storytelling that he was doing. I mean, I don't think he answered a direct
did he answer it?
Yeah.
One direct? Maybe the one. You said maybe the one he answered.
Yeah, when Hannity asked him if immigration's coming in, and he goes, "Do you think that's a clear and present danger?" And he just
the third time.
Yeah, third time he finally done it, and then he starts, "Well, I think the amnesty's broken," and
then so the federal
a little bit of backstepping, but that'd probably be the only time that he admitted any kind of wrongdoing by the Biden administration. I'll mention it was always the Biden administration. It was never him. And this was the only time he thought something was bad, opposed to, well, the administration, a comprehensive plan, blah, 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 blah. The same old nonsense over and over. Comical a little bit here and there. I mean, again, I think Gavin had the confidence. He held the stage. He had control of the stage. I mean, honestly, it got
a little out of control right away. Hannity just sort of like, come on, dude, wait, and they were talking over each other like, oh, okay, I mean, some of that's fun, but then it gets a little annoying, and you want to know, someone to break it down and what is the truth, and stay on point because they're all over the place, both of them, and
I think the time would have been better spent if they were actually boxing. Because that's all it was.
That might got more views too. It might got a few more views. Well, you've had criticisms of why are they even doing this? And my wife has said similar things. There could be some good points because, as I say, so presidential politics is weird. It's just weird from historical. You have some people who are known names and they keep running and running and running, and then you got these other people just pop out of nowhere. Jimmy Carter, 1976, out of nowhere. Barack Obama, 2008, just kind of popped out of nowhere. I mean, people knew him in their home states, but on a national scale, they weren't really known. But then you go back like Ronald Reagan, he was a movie star, okay? And he actually ran 3 times, 68, 76, and then 1980 was the charm, And then Biden, I'm not even sure. I think Biden ran briefly in 88. Maybe he ran briefly in even 2008 before getting out of the way. And then eventually, of course, we know Barack Obama took him as his running mate. Oh, President Obama, why did you do that? He was actually, Jim Webb was on that short list, but that's another topic for another day. He would have been a good guy. Anyway, so Biden, and Biden gets it in 2020 or whatever. So Biden ran at least 3 times. So I get that. They're both relatively young. And so maybe they're looking maybe 4 or 8 years down the road. And so in that way, maybe it's not such a goofy thing that they did. Yeah. Or in Gavin's case, as we ponder and many other podcasts and bigger people, Alex Jones, so many people have pondered, if Joe is not up to the task, what if we get in some weird situation here where at the Democrat convention next summer in Chicago, they have to pick, a new nominee or someone to run with Kamala. I mean, there's a number of different ways it could play out.
Yeah, I mean, so I saw Roger Stone talk about this when he was on a podcast, and what he said kind of made sense to me. And you said this a couple times about, for whatever reason, Michelle Obama would be because they can't just take away that black woman out of that position, right? We all know, and that and the left can easily agree to
their
this.
identity politics.
Yeah, they love that, but they can agree that this woman isn't ready to be a president. I mean, she hasn't been around. You rarely hear of her, and when she is, it's always just gap after gap. It seems. In any case, they don't want to take that identity out of that spot. So I think what they'll do is that, like you've mentioned before, Michelle Obama, which I'm completely just, why is that even a thought in anyone's head? Isn't she just a lawyer? Like, is that her profession? I don't know what she actually is. Being a first lady for 8 years doesn't really qualify you to be the president of the largest nation in the world, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
In any case, but he had mentioned about, again, not taking away from Kamala, giving her like some kind of Supreme Court seat or something, having Michelle run up. I mean, they already got the fan base, and he's convinced, or at least others are convinced, that Obama is still running the White House through surrogate Joe. So
everybody's saying this now.
And then Gavin, again, he's the white male, but to have him behind a black woman, and he's gonna, in the hopes of maybe after the first 8 years of Michelle, it would go to him. I mean, it's a good workup. I don't know. I mean, You don't do this stuff. You don't go to China and then bring China here. You don't clean up the streets of your town. Like
San Francisco.
DeSantis, you see him? He brought the picture up of the shit map. So and that was probably that was the one time that Gavin didn't smile. He wasn't suave. He was dead to rights caught right there. So, but he's running for president. He is. He's campaigning.
Either now or later. Come on, Gavin. Who
we got a year to go.
We got
a year to go. He just ran from his home state, bring China in. Some things happening, and then
he went to China recently too.
Yeah. And then you have him going doing this, out of state type thing. Again, it's why are you doing it? I mean, I understand publicity is publicity, whether it's good or bad. Whether it's good or bad, but it doesn't make sense that he's just going to do. I mean, maybe he's just that narcissistic and he just likes being in the light. I mean,
we know that.
It's a weird. It was a very weird.
It was.
Why? Yeah. Which isn't a bad thing. I mean, I wouldn't mind to have opposing sides kind of spar it out more. I mean, it's kind of cool to see these people go at each other. But like I said, I think it would have been better served in a boxing ring or some kind of
that would
actual more fight viewers. Because they didn't respect each other enough to just let them talk at all.
Yeah, you can put a headgear on so that Gavin doesn't get too messed up.
Yeah. If that's the case, who knows? He's a wiry guy.
Yeah. He looks fit. It could be a good fight. Who knows?
In any case, it was entertainment, I guess.
On a serious note, I did like them putting up the stats right on the screen like that, and that could be used in other debates. I would appreciate that.
In all fairness, how did Fox doctor though? I mean, I wouldn't say doctor. How did Fox compile that to put it? I mean,
it gave some of the references.
Yeah,
I mean, so you could question those references if anybody wants to, and you do your own homework and see if anything was skewed. Fair point.
But nonetheless, Gavin didn't like the one about the. What was it? I don't know if it was just the crime deaths or crimes. It was from the CDC.
It was the crime deaths and the crime rate. I think he had trouble with both of those, and then he would talk about certain towns like Tallahassee or maybe Orlando or something in Florida. And of course, he didn't mention if those towns had Democrat mayors. He left that out of the topic there. But it wasn't too bad. Again, like you said, it was a little awkward. They were talking over each other a lot. Hannity lost control. I really think Hannity's a hack, and I'm very down. As you folks have been watching our program, I'm very down on our modern day media. If you found out the salary some of these people were getting to read off a teleprompter, to get dressed up by wardrobe and everything, very little that they actually do. And there's just talking heads, and a lot of times it's very empty heads. I think Hannity's had his run, and obviously he got pushed back when Tucker became the main dude at Fox, and then Tucker, he got in trouble. Tucker's going on to other. Well, go ahead.
No, I'm just laughing.
Tucker's going on to other things. Now they're pushing this younger, good-looking guy, Jesse Waters, now, and I'm just like, okay. Now we need someone with a brain, not just good looks. We need a brain. We need someone with some reference of history. And I don't know. To me, Hannity's he's kind of a hack, and he did okay, but
it's like he's an older generational guy trying to get hit.
Yeah,
like
trying to stay relevant.
Yeah, exactly. Stay relevant.
You got to use that word a lot. Yeah, he's trying to stay relevant. So, I mean, I don't know. They had a couple funny moments with it. You're a bully. No, you're a bully. Somebody's bullying me. And the Kamala. I don't know. Whatever, guys. Whatever. But, yeah, I mean, we may be looking at the future. I don't know. I think, who knows? This whole situation may be kind of flip-flop. If Gavin gets pulled in, maybe next summer at the convention in Chicago, Michelle from Chicago, just saying. But, I think Ron DeSantis, my guess is, these first three, I forget which is first, Iowa caucus, the New Hampshire primary, and then South Carolina primary. I got a feeling if he doesn't do really well somewhere in there, I think Ron DeSantis will step out. I'm thinking he's hoping to win Iowa. And Iowa is kind of a, well, what do you want to say? It's a wild card. It's had interesting people win it before. Mike Huckabee won it in 2008, which ultimately John McCain became the nominee that year for the Republicans. In 1988, televangelist, I was going to say Jim Baker. No. Oh, gosh, the other one. Oh, what's his name? Pat Robertson. We got Pat Robertson. He won the Iowa primary in 1988. Give you guys a little history reference. So Iowa's, the evangelical and the Christian conservative, religious, conservatives, they come out, in the Iowa primary pretty strong. So that's going to be interesting. And, maybe some of them have got a little, don't like Trump, maybe, it's hard to say. Then again, could Nikki Haley and DeSantis and Vivek and Christie, whatever, could all divide the vote so bad that Trump will just walk away with it with 20, 30 points, 40 points ahead, It's going to be a big deal, too, for Nikki Haley going into South Carolina. You know what I mean? It's her home state. If Trump beats her badly in her own state, I mean, it's like, okay, what are you doing, lady? You're just going to embarrass yourself? I don't know. I mean, I like them to all go at least into Super Tuesday. To me, Super Tuesday says it all because it's so many primaries on that one day. I forget. We'll get you that day soon, folks. But on to that note, they will have their own debate coming up December 6th. So that'll be coming up very shortly, folks. And we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting if any of the Republicans mention any of the Hannity hosted debate between DeSantis and Newsom.
I didn't even think of that. Boy, he's going to get attacked on a lot of stuff, I think.
Yeah, you kind of wonder. I haven't seen Nikki Haley because she's been so busy going at it with Vivek. I don't know. Am I forgetting? Is Nikki and Ron ever really gone at it too bad? Because I kind of wonder if in the back of her head if she's thinking Ron might be a good VP choice. One thing about Ron DeSantis and VPs, there's always kind of a dorkiness to VPs. Going back to Dan Quayle, Al Gore, yeah. There's always been a certain dorkiness. And, Ron kind of fits that role a little bit there. But anyway, I like Ron DeSantis, by the way, folks. I just want to be clear. I have a positive thing, and I wouldn't mind voting for the man if he is still on the ballot when our primary comes around, which unfortunately I don't think our primary is to April. But go ahead. Who?
You thought Cheney was dorky? He was scary.
He was beyond dorky.
He shot a motherfucker.
Yeah, he shot him in the face. Yeah. I think somebody even died, and he got their heart. I mean, this is...
Yeah, he shot... Who the hell did he shoot in the face? It was like a buddy of his.
No, that's not the guy who got his heart. Okay, that guy... Yeah, that guy was on a hunting... That guy was on a hunting trip. No, Dick Cheney was scary. I was scared of that guy before he even became VP. I was terrified when he was W as VP. I'm like, hey, whoa, what's going on here? Hey, what are you doing? There's other people from Daddy's old administration to chaperone. Not that one.
And no. Around for a minute, too.
Ooh, man. Yeah.
Yeah, is he still alive?
I think he is.
And his daughter's kind of cutthroat like him, too.
Yeah, I know. The Democrats also love her because she hates Trump. Like, do you remember who Liz's daddy is? Do you remember? Okay, folks? Yeah, you need to keep that in mind, okay? Yeah, Dick Cheney, this is one of the problems with Washington and the whole thing. And you got the corporations here and the government here, and then we all start just, getting in bed together and, the rich gets richer and
Iraq and Halliburton. Come on now.
Yeah, I'm
sorry. Just that alone, I'm pretty sure Cheney's I think Cheney let 9/11 happen. I mean, come on. He probably benefited out the most. And he was the one guy that could be in control of everything because he was a scary guy and probably had a lot of shit on a lot of people to facilitate that. I do not have suicidal tendencies.
Me either. Me either. You know, life is too short.
Right?
Life is too short. I have down days, but no, life is too short.
Never that bad.
So, yeah, we're going to talk about a lot of things today that could get us in maybe get us in a little bit of trouble today. Well, so anyway, Ron DeSantis and Gavin Newsom, are they the future of American politics? Very well could be. Could it be 2024? Maybe one of them will be pulled in. Maybe they'll each be the VP candidate. Who knows? What's going to exactly happen? But I would say about Ron, if he doesn't win Iowa or do well in the first three, he's probably going to step down.
I don't see him being a VP either. I don't think he'd take that. I personally don't think he does. He would. I think he'd just kind of retract and just do the Florida thing, which I think he should. I
know a lot of people. You know a few people down there, right?
We don't need. We don't need just to have a great president, let's have a great governors.
We need governors, we need senators, we need people in the House, we need all the state legislatures all over the country. They're all important, folks. I know the presidency gets that, that spotlight.
Prestige.
But those 435 House members, so important. You're congressman and congresswoman, and then 100, that's 2 U.S. senators to each state. They're extremely important, and they're there for 6-year terms. So think about that. So please get out and vote. Your vote does count. You do matter. And all of this does matter. Thank you for joining us, and have a pleasant day.